In the mid-1980s, something happened that forever changed the beer industry in Canada. The first microbreweries opened their doors. In doing so, they opened hearts and minds to a whole new beer drinking experience. The year was 1984, and it was in the West that this notion first took hold. Driven by a firm belief that BC was ready for a premium, natural, unpasteurized beer, Granville Island Brewing introduced locals to their now famous Island Lager. Before long, Canada's first microbrewery was adding new West Coast-inspired beers to their craft lineup. And in celebration of their local roots, Granville named each beer after iconic Vancouver locations that embodied the West Coast lifestyle. Today, Granville Island Brewing is the clear leader of craft beer in BC. And even after 25 years, its people remain some of the industry's youngest at heart. In Ontario, it was Creemore Springs that quickly became synonymous with craft beer excellence. Surrounded by the Purple Hills and the valley of the Mad and Noisy Rivers, the town of Creemore is where John Wiggins opened what would become Ontario's most successful craft brewery. John's philosophy was simple. We don't sacrifice quality, and quality takes time. The resulting beers prove that out. Not even 25 years later, anyone working at Creemore will proudly tell you they're 100 years behind the times. Just ordinary people making extraordinary beer. Today, we're introducing an exciting new chapter in our history, the coming together of two iconic craft beer brands, one from the West and one from the East. Our mission, to create beer enthusiasts. But in order to do that, we had to start with beer enthusiasts. And boy, do we know where to find them. So we asked our friends at Creemore and Granville to tell us about what makes their world go round. And you'll never guess what they answered.
Beer.
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 Beer. We love beer.
We love how it tastes.
How it looks. How it feels. Import or domestic.
Ale or lager?
Malty, hoppy, floral, citric.
Beer makes it better.
Interesting beer? Even more so.
So we seek out new beer experiences.
We get into the details.
The beer couture.
The history.
The brewery.
The recipe.
The process.
The label.
It's about the full sensory experience
Of humankind's most celebrated achievement.
We love beer.
Could you tell?
And loving means sharing.
Sharing, sharing, sharing.
So we won't think twice about bringing a well-chosen beer to a dinner party.
Because beer gets talked about.
Beer disappears first.
We even pair foods with beer.
As an excuse to try new ones.
And we'll shamelessly set up our friends with our favorite brews.
And watch chemistry take over.
Like matchmakers.
Beer advocates.
Spreading the good news, one delicious pint at a time.
Creating beer occasions.
We love beer.
It's not just our preference.
It's our passion.
For the love of beer.
For the love of beer.
For the love of beer.
For the love of beer. For the love of beer.
Beer has been our passion since before this country had a constitution. In the 1700s, British soldiers stationed in Upper Canada were entitled to 6 pints of beer per day as part of their compensation. Somewhere along the line, someone realized that maybe wasn't such a good idea. But the spirit behind 6 pints lived on. We never stopped loving our beer. Inspired by this story, we take great pride in introducing to you 6 Pints Specialty Beer Company. Not only will Creemore and Granville serve as a foundation for 6 Pints, but the breweries will continue to operate as they always have. Their guiding principles will be adopted as our own. And over time, those principles will be applied over a larger portfolio of brands with the same single-minded mission, to create beer enthusiasts. 6 Pints Specialty Beer Company, for the love of beer.